What's up guys, it's Tip Gaming here, and today we are starting off the walkthrough of the realistic campaign for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, as of starting this recording, I have not finished all the levels on realistic. I just need to do the last level, and that's pretty difficult. But all the others, not too bad, but we're going to be playing through the entire game on realistic difficulty, and I'll be giving you some tips on how to get through it, basically, because it is very difficult. If you haven't played through it already, or just even attempt it, it is basically like playing hardcore in multiplayer. One hit and you're dead. If you're lucky, 2 hits, but that's very unlikely. It is most likely going to be 1 hit and you're dead. So yeah, the biggest tip for doing all these missions is using your abilities. They are there for a reason, so use them. Now, first off, another big tip: if you are there already, then that is perfect. If not, then it's not so bad. But being level 20 in single player is ideal. Again, you don't have to have this, but it does make it a lot easier, because at level 20, while you're playing through the campaign, if I go onto, no, it's not on here, it's when we actually start the mission. If I go onto here, you'll see that when you get to level 20, you can see in the top left hand corner, you can now switch between all 3 different ability trees and use whichever ones you want during the campaign, which is very handy. But if you're not at level 20, what I suggest, and is what I was using until I got to level 20, is to use the Chaos tree. And for the most part, we're going to be using Adaptive Immolation and Enhanced Sonic AP. Enhanced Sonic AP takes out multiple human enemies, and Adaptive Immolation takes out the robots. And once you've upgraded it, it can take out humans as well. But you want to be using the Enhanced AP, or whatever it was called, to be taking out the humans. So for loadouts, again, it depends what level you are. Obviously, you want to be using as many attachments on your guns as possible. Once you get to the highest level, you can see for the Man of War in the bottom right hand corner of the attachments, you got that silver long thing. That is the high caliber attachment, which is the last thing you unlock, and that makes headshots do more damage. So that's something you want to be equipping. I've also got long barrel, fast mags, grip, and quick draw on that. But I'm going to be using the KN because I'm just working through getting the kills, leveling up all the guns. So that's what I'm going to be using. For secondary, I have a rocket launcher, and that is, I might as well just start the thing and get into the mission while I'm talking. But yeah, for the secondary, I've got a rocket launcher because, you know, you're stupid if you're trying to use a pistol to take out these enemies. A rocket launcher is going to be a lot more useful, especially when you're taking out the big robot guys. Normally, obviously, during the campaign, they do provide you with a rocket launcher, which you press left on the D-pad to equip. But obviously, using a secondary rocket launcher as well, obviously gives you, twice the amount of rockets to use. Now that rocket launcher doesn't actually have a sight on it, so it is a free aiming rocket launcher. It doesn't lock onto anything. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to go for long distance shots with it. And for the perk ability things that you equip it's not an exosuit, is it? But those 2 little perks that are next to your grenades. For that, I have a grenade and rocket deflection perk, which is the last one you unlock. Again, I'm not sure what levels these unlock, but they're very useful to have. And the perk allows you. I am holding A to try and skip the cutscene, but because we're not going to be watching the cutscenes, we're just going to be getting straight into the gameplay. And yeah, this perk allows you to deflect. Well, the unupgraded version, the original version, is just grenades. It bounces off you, like you've got an invisible shield around you. And the upgraded version deflects rockets as well. And the other perk is something that reduces the effects of flashbangs and something else I don't remember. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been hit with a flashbang anyway, so it's not really useful at all. I think the only time I've been hit by a flashbang or an EMP is from me messing up a throw and hitting a wall. So finally, we're actually getting into the game. I can't actually skip this still, which is annoying. This playthrough of all the levels will be heavily edited, so you don't see me dying over and over and over and over again. And I'm not going to be talking the entire way through this playthrough. It'll just be at points where I've got comments to make on the ideal things that you need to be doing to get through certain situations. Overall, the game's not actually too difficult on realistic. You will die a lot of times, like probably, well, I mean it depends what level you're doing, but probably like 20 times maybe at least in each level. I know on COD, first off I need to change my controls back to tactical. I was playing zombies and I can't play zombies on tactical. So yeah, we're back to normal. And I heard, because I was looking up on Google tips for realistic difficulty, see if anyone had actually done any, and one of the sites that I saw said that Sandcastle is one of the hardest missions, and it really isn't. It's one of the easiest. One of the sections they actually mentioned was the very beginning, when you're playing through the plane section right at the beginning. Somehow they said that was one of the most difficult parts of the mission. It is not at all. If you die on that when you're in the plane, there is something wrong with you, because it is not difficult at all. Like, I don't know why they said that was a difficult part of the level. It really, really isn't. The most difficult parts, if you don't know what you're doing, will be when you're meant to be defending Kane on the two different parts. We're actually trying to hack into the comms units, which are again right near the beginning of the mission. But that is really easy once you know what you're doing, and you're literally not killing anyone when you're doing that part. Well, not with your gun anyway. I mean, most of this playthrough on realistic is not going to be using your gun. It will be using your abilities. So, yeah. I think I will just speed up or cut to the next area where we're actually going to need to, where we actually face some enemies, because this takes like a couple of minutes before we actually get to someone. Well, I mean, they're just down that hallway just there, but hurry up, it just takes so long, doesn't it? Like, you've already played through the campaign, why don't they give you the option to skip all these cutscenes and stuff? Like, it's quite annoying. Oh yeah, it says press A to change the camera feed, just hold A. That's all you need to do, you don't need to press it. Okay, so now that's finally over, we're going to get to our first set of enemies. Or I guess second set, since, we killed the 4 guys through the first door. So obviously you want to press right on the D-pad. Oh wait, no, you don't have it yet. I was going to say you need to press right That's my fault, not equipping my stuff. Press right on the D-pad once you have it equipped, which isn't actually right now. It's in the second level you get it, but obviously equip your visor thing that shows you the details of the different enemies. Always have that equipped, obviously, because it's going to be pretty annoying if you don't have that and you get killed by some random guy that you can't see because he's lurking in the shadows. Before we go any further, you may have already been able to tell just from me trying to kill these few enemies, I'm not exactly the best shot, so don't blame me if my accuracy is poor. Obviously the main thing you want to be doing through all these levels is using your abilities to the max. So I've just used my, what is it called? Enhanced Sonic AP. So use that, wait for it to charge back up, drop back down behind cover. I mean, we don't really need to do it because there's only a couple of enemies left, but then just, as you're walking forward, wait, just have it ready. So if any pop out, you can take them out straight away. Now, obviously, near the beginning, you only have Firefly Swarm. I think that's the default thing that's unlocked. And it's not bad to start with. It obviously takes out like 4 enemies, and then moves on, tries to find some other people to kill. And it's alright, but it takes a while for the enemies to die. Whereas the Enhanced AP takes them out straight away, so you might as well just use that. And if you haven't got the achievement or trophy for taking out all the enemies before he takes someone out, then that's how you do it. You stand here, line these 2 up, take them out quick, and then quickly switch over to these guys. Let's just run forward, and we've got to wait for them again. Then we're going to go through there and take out some more enemies. So let's drop down into prone, and we can take out a couple of enemies. There's like 2 or 3 up on that walkway. These 2 here. Let's just reload and go down and slide behind this cover. I failed, but luckily we have our ability charged, so that took out 5 enemies. Thankfully our teammate Hendrix there and this other guy, Khalil, they obviously draw most of the fire, so luckily you're not too vulnerable in this first level, because most of the attention is on these 2 guys. So okay, this side, this area, there's a bunch of enemies, and we're going to be going through that elevator later. Well, once we've taken out these guys, and when you hear them say get on the elevator, it's because the elevator is starting to come down, and I think 4 or 5 enemies come off of it. So what you want to do is, when you hear them say, you know, get on the elevator, have your ability ready, and just aim it at the door and wait for them to walk out in front of you, and just kill them straight away before they even step off the elevator. It's pretty simple. So here comes the elevator, wait for it, and go. And they're all dead. Simple as that. Oh, watch out for the grenade. The grenades only bounce off you when they're flying in the air. They don't bounce when they're already on the ground. So, yeah, just a little heads up there. And you don't want to run straight out, even though it looks clear. There's going to be a couple of people behind this staircase, as you'll see in a second. Right there, there's one. Oh, there's a guy up top. Usually he comes around the corner as well. And there's usually a guy behind here still. Oh, there's one there. One there. Again, they're not too focused on me at the moment because of my other 2 teammates. There we go. Oh, 3 teammates. Okay. I forgot about that guy. Or, yeah, that guy. So now we're going to be moving on to the section that took a few tries because I kept dying. And obviously you've played through the campaign already, and that's why you're attempting realistic to presumably get the achievements or trophies, because I mean that's the only reason why you would be playing realistic. I mean there's no other point to doing it. I mean you do get, no you don't even get a player card, because you have to do it on either hardened, veteran or realistic to get the player cards. So apart from the achievement for beating the campaign on realistic, there's really no reason to do it. But, or maybe you get a decoration for your room. You might do actually. I haven't really checked. But yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure, the section that is going to be, took quite a few tries the first time. And yeah, they're all dead. It's going through this window. And you want to have your ability ready straight away before you go up there, because there's gonna be a guy, like obviously you got your walkway going across here, and then there's gonna be a guy down there and one further across towards the opening of the hangar. So you wanna, oh okay, that door opens, so I guess you could go through there if you wanted. I never even noticed that. I'm usually in the window and going before that even happens. I'll show you this anyway, just in case you want to go this way. But you want to have your ability ready and then use it and then pull back straight away. Okay. My teammate already killed him, but... oh no, there's some more enemies there. But you get their idea. Normally, what I did was get up there, do the ability quick, and then drop back down. And that worked out. It took a few tries, but it worked out. But as I say, I never realised that door opened, so I always went through the window. There's going to be some enemies down to the left here. Take those out with your charged up ability. You don't have to take those two out that ran through the door if you don't want to, because your teammate will do that. Next, we're going to have the VTOL that's hanging from the roof with a bunch of enemies in there. Don't run up towards it, just well, you need to run up a little bit until it says there's a VTOL. Is it not going to say it? Or maybe I could just do it anyway. But stay back. No, I can't do it. You have to wait for it to say there's a VTOL, shoot that. Which you should do at some point. Oh, there we go. You gotta wait for the trucks to come in. Then get back on the ground, go prone, and then shoot the rockets, and it'll go down. I'm a bit too far away. There we go. Because if you move up towards the door and try and do it, the guys over that side in the truck will kill you. Take out those 5. Again, wait for your ability to charge. You don't really need to. You could just run round. I might as well do that. Just run round straight away. Just wait in here. And there's going to be about 3 or 4 enemies just outside. So we'll wait for this to charge again. And we'll go boom. There we go. There's those 5 done. Oh, there's a collectible just there if you haven't got it already. I'm not going to be pointing out the collectibles, even though I have got them already. Every single one. If I just happen to come close to one as I'm playing through, I'll mention it, but I'm not going to be mentioning on all of them. Might as well grab that resupply. I always resupply with any ammo box that I'm about to leave the area. Like, I would have picked up one of those if I didn't already have full ammo. Oh, drop down there quick. I am playing on. I'm not even playing on realistic. Really? Let's stick it on realistic. I didn't even realise I wasn't playing, but yeah, I told you the tips anyway for doing what you need to do for those first sections. Maybe that's why I hadn't died already. I mean, it was going pretty smoothly. But we're on realistic now. Just use the tips that I was saying anyway, and the positions I was getting into, and you'll be fine. But for this section, just stay down here, behind this truck. You don't have to move forward to the bridge. It'll just progress with the step. Let's try that again. The story will progress with you just staying behind here. Obviously, wait for your ability to charge. Quickly use it again. Drop back down. I do this just because I don't know if it moves on the story after a certain amount of enemies are dead, or whether it's just a certain amount of time. So, you know, if you're quick enough anyway, you might as well just take out the enemies. There was only one there. Bit of a waste, but doesn't really matter. So for this section, the night, when you're in the dark, you don't have to do anything. Your teammates will take them out, but you're in the dark anyway, so the enemies aren't going to see you, since you're not going to be shooting. You can use your abilities if you want to take out a few enemies, but you know, it's not necessary. Your teammates will do all the work for you. I think there's an accolade for doing this without taking damage. I'm not sure. I won't check, but I'm sure there's something about this room. There's definitely not an achievement for it, but I think there might be an accolade for doing it without taking any damage. Or maybe it's not being noticed by the enemy. So basically don't shoot. And just use your abilities. So next we're gonna come up against our first set of robots, and this is actually really easy. Well, not in this bit here, but up those stairs is our first 2 waves of robots. Just run across over here, behind the car obviously. Use your ability, take them out. Use your gun if you want to. There's only a couple more. Now we're going to switch to our adaptive immolation to take out the robots. Now, I say I'm only using these 2 abilities in this thing. It's because sorry about that. So I'm only going to be using these 2 abilities in this section because I've never used that, and I've never used that. Mass overload I tried on the heavily armoured guys that you meet in level 3, or maybe it is level 2, I'm not sure, but yeah, don't bother, it doesn't work, or at least it only works for like a second. So have your robot killing ability up straight away, and as soon as it locks on, use it straight away. And if you haven't used this ability, once one enemy explodes, any standing around it will explode as well. So do the same again. Once the door's open, just run for it. Which door is open? But oh, damn it. That's my fault for stepping up. So yeah, we'll just wait here. Use the ability straight away, and that should take out probably 3 or 4 of them if I'm lucky. Now if you do have, obviously, if you are at level 20 and you can switch between, obviously you can use the active camo to make it around the corner and inside without any problems, which I might as well actually do now. Well, once this actually loads. Whoa! No, you do not see me, you do not see me, you do. Holy crap, that's a lot of robots. I'm in. Damn. I did not know there was that many. I've never stayed around long enough to find out. That's crazy. But yeah, now we're pretty much at the end of the level. We got just this driving section, which you shouldn't die at all. And then the final section is defending the drop pod thing. And that is simple. You just literally lay down behind a rock for the 30 seconds to a minute that it takes for the end of the game. The end of the level, I should say. Oh, there's another collectible over there on a table. So, into the turret. And this is where you're going to get another achievement for killing 10 enemies in 3 seconds, I think it is. Not right here, but once we crash and we have to defend ourselves for like 30 seconds, that's when you get it. So here's where you can get the achievement. If you just, as you can see, there are a load of robots coming. So you should easily get the 10 kills in 3 seconds achievement. And here we go to the end of the level. So just, once you get here, just run straight to where you're supposed to be defending. And lay down behind the rock. And that is literally it. You don't have to kill anyone. Here's the drop pod. Just lay here and you'll be absolutely fine. Because no one can see you. And if any grenades or rockets get fired over here, you've got your protective ability thing to bounce them off anyway, so you're absolutely fine. Don't worry about that, that's not going to do anything, that's what's here to rescue you. Okay, I actually died. That's the first time that's ever happened. Okay, so move closer to the rock so you don't get killed by enemies that are all the way over there. Now you should be fine. And there we go. The cutscene automatically triggers because you're close enough, and that is the end of mission 1. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said during this video, for this level it's not actually too difficult, so yeah, you shouldn't have much of a problem. I know I died. I didn't realise I was playing on hardened until probably about a third of the way through the level, but I mean, the tips that I explained during that first section anyway will obviously still apply for playing on realistic. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and in the next one we will be doing level 2, which I don't remember what any of the levels are called, so I can't tell you what level that's going to be, but I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more, and obviously there will be a link to the playlist in the description when I obviously when I upload more and more of these parts. Now, can I go back? Yeah. So, obviously, with you playing realistic, I never mentioned this. I mean, it says it on when you're choosing the difficulty, but the higher the difficulty, the more XP bonus you're gonna get for killing enemies. So, if you're not already level 20 in campaign, you should be there by, I don't know, level 4 or 5, which the first 4 or 5 levels aren't too difficult anyway. You really, as I said before, you will only really need the 2 abilities that I was using during this level, the adaptive immolation and the enhanced AP, and that's pretty much it throughout most of the game. So if you're not at level 20 again, you know it's not a huge deal, but you will get there by the end of, by halfway through the realistic playthrough. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Link will be in the description for the playlist. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.